What's up, everybody? Azaro here, YuGiOh 101 tips. Here to talk about protecting your weak points. Now, if you may be new to this series, my tips videos aren't very long. At the most, they'd probably be like 10, 11 minutes at the most, but sometimes, what I'm saying, like, they're not even close to being that long. It's just some small videos on me just giving you guys, or more rather, the new guys that are coming into the game, tips on things to do in order to help you to become a much better duelist. Little things to look out for because, and I know a lot of people may think, hey, why are you, you're pretty much just, what I'm saying, you're pretty much just stating the obvious, and it may be obvious to you, but it may not be obvious to other people. For example, I've played games against people who thought that tributing summoning and normal summoning were two completely different things. Like they didn't understand that, saying like when you tribute summon a monster, it is still normal summoning. You know what I mean? And you also have people that think that when you just um like banish a card off the field, that monster is, considered to be uh destroyed. You know, what I'm saying? Like when you just banish a card off the field, and it's little things like that that they don't know. So that's the thing that inspired me to make this this um sub series. So forgive me, like I am a bit distracted over here. Let me turn this TV off. I'm kind of full right now, just having some dominoes, some good stuff. All right, got my water right here. So on to what the topic is: protecting your weak points. Now in Yu-Gi-Oh, every deck has a weak point. Every build has one of these weak points. That's one of those things you have to keep yourself in mind with. Hold on one second. All right, I'm back. Whew. Sorry about that, but yeah, somebody was at the door. But yeah, every deck has a weak point. Now, some of these weak points are very common amongst each other. Either the monsters have like, ooh, excuse me, like I said, I was full. I just had some dominoes, but yeah, some of the builds, have monsters with, saying like low attacks, or things such as like they don't have any good type of effects, saying that uh that that protects themselves, or saying things such as that. And a lot of these decks have, one weakness in common. They can't, well, they use the graveyard a bit too much, and that can be considered a weakness, because when you go up against an anti-meta build, you know builds that, you know that that specialize in using the banish zone, those cards that, what I'm saying, that run solely on the graveyard so much, those decks get completely crippled by those builds. So one thing you have to do when you're making a new deck is that after you make your build, always check to see on what type of weak points that your build has. Because like I said, every build in Yu-Gi-Oh has it. Some of them are obvious, some of them are not so obvious. But you want to check up on, say you know, if these builds, have, or, saying like, or if the build that you're using has monsters that have some relatively weak attack, try to find some way that you can overcome that. Add some cards in your build that can uh, um, protect your monsters from, some powerful attacks or what have you. Uh, yeah, but yeah, add some cards that can add to your monster's attack. Um, try to take advantage of your weakness. And what I mean by that is try to bait your opponent in with your weakness and then use these cards to trick them into, what I'm saying, or like just to trick them, because there's been times where I ran builds with monsters that had, like some low attack, and my opponent was attacking them and they didn't expect me to have these other cards, what I'm saying, like, like in hand or already set as traps and also spells to help raise their attack. That way I was able to beat their monster, you know, and just things such as that. So just always be aware of your build's weaknesses, and there's cards in this game that can help you overcome those weaknesses as well. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. You know, just protect your weaknesses. Make sure you know what your weaknesses are. I mean, like, you can just look at your deck and you can just tell what your weaknesses are. Uh, does it have any good, saying, like, back row support? Does it have any good spells or traps? Does it have enough spells or traps? Um, are the monsters too weak? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this deck, what I'm saying, like, using the graveyard a bit too much? And is there some way that I can overcome that? So that way, if I do just so happen to go up against an anti-meta build, do I have some tech support in my deck that can overcome that weaknesses that can help me, you know, uh, turn the game over in my favor? So it's little things like this that can help you just become a much better player in Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's the thing that inspires me to make these videos. That now chances, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not the best speaker. Like, I'm not the best speaker in these videos, but because my mind be everywhere when I make them. But yeah, I do give some good advice. And as a person, again, not to keep bringing this up, but I've been playing this game since it first came to the United States, and as an experienced player, like a lot of these people on YouTube should be doing, they should be giving you advice on how to become better players. And I'm not talking about these pros that act like they know everything, but they don't, and they hold on to the knowledge to try to make themselves feel like they have like a one up on you, and then they always talk shit about you being a bad player, etc., etc. And how these new guys, like they gotta learn the game and all that other BS. You have the knowledge to help somebody, why not help them? you know, and that's basically what I'm doing. And it's little things like this that people don't know to do, and I'm just letting them know. That's the reason why it's a tip. So, be aware of your weaknesses, regardless of what they are. There are cards in the game that can help you overcome those weaknesses. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Um, yeah, and I'll see you guys for the next Yu-Gi-Oh! 101 tips. Till then, peace.